Hello everybody, Darnell here from Cinema Critics, and today I'm going to give you my live review and recap of The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 5, The Big Scary You. So, for everyone else catching us on the replay, we stream every Sunday after The Walking Dead around 10:10 or so. We started a little bit late today because it's a long episode, but yeah. So every episode after The Walking Dead, we'll do a review, we'll recap the episode, and then we'll do a recap of the promo episode for the next episode, and then we'll give like a our predictions on the next episode. So, overall, well, before we start, please like and subscribe to Cinema Critics on YouTube. Also, this is the first time we're going to be streaming on Facebook as well. So you can also like us on Facebook at The Cinema Critics. And please like and subscribe. We do reviews, obviously The Walking Dead reviews. We do funny commentaries. We do movie reviews, and it's very fun. And I appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing. So, let's get into it. So overall, it started out like I wasn't feeling it in the first. I would say the first 40 minutes of the episode. It was kind of slow, but after, like, the only parts I did like was the parts with Negan and Father Gabriel. Those, it was really good. Like, I really enjoyed those parts. You know, the those I really enjoyed. And then, because Negan's character is so great, it's really great character. So anytime he's on screen, he kills it. He kills it. Hey, how you doing, Adria Bruga? It was I would say the first half wasn't all that great, but you get to the second half, and it really picked up towards the end. So that's like the general overall, I would say, about it. Definitely picked up towards the end. Very slow in the beginning, but picked up, and then a lot better, overall. So I'm going to give my general thoughts, and then I'm going to then we're going to just break the episode down. We're going to, so if anyone care for spoilers, we're going to break the episode down, and then we're going to talk as the episode, as I talk about through the episode. We'll cut through. Any guys have any questions or anything like that, we can talk about it. All right, so first off, how do I share this? All right, so first off, it started off with Father Gabriel. So Father Gabriel has a big part to do with this episode. So they first show him praying. I'm not sure exactly where it was he was praying at. Actually, I'm not sure where he was praying at, but so they go back in time. So they're back with Gregory, and he's with the Saviors. This is right before they first had a little battle. So well, actually right at the same time. And so and he goes to them saying, hey, came from Hilltop. This is what's going on. He has a plan where he can talk to you know, talk to Rick and talk to the people of Hilltop and tell them, hey, you know, you better stop hanging out with Rick, you know, leave Rick or you're going to get kicked out of from Hilltop. So so him and Simon, he tells Simon that. So they want to bring it to Negan. No problem, dude. So, so they meet up with Negan. They have you know, a meeting. That was the meeting from before that they were in. So they're all in this meeting. So he tells Negan, hey, I can stop this conflict we're in. I'll tell, you know, Rick and the people that if they don't leave, you know, they're going to get kicked out of Hilltop. So all this is happening before when Rick and the whole posse, they came up in the trucks with all the paneling on the side, the metal paneling. So so Negan calls him out. Calls Gregory out on his BS, saying, "Hey, it seems to me like you're playing both sides. You know, you want us to attack them, but then you're leaving, you're leaving them to come to us when, you know, you right when the battle starts. So you're trying to play both sides and then wait it out and see who wins, and then, you know, so he calls him out. So then, you know, he says, you know, the people at Hilltop, you know, all these people there are his resources. You know, he's using all these people to, you know, to get food and stuff like that. That, you know, from all the people. That's why he doesn't really kill people. He's kind of like a farmer, you know, and people is his, you know, his livestock pretty much. So he, you know, Negan says, hey, he wants to kill Rick in front of everyone and you know, make a example out of him. You know, you kill Rick in front of everyone else will fall in line. So then right that happens, they hear those gunshots from earlier when Rick and the crew is all shooting outside. And I really wished they would show what happened to Negan. But then I found out in the commercial that they actually show you what happens to Negan, but it has the VR experience thing, that the 360 VR experience that you have to do. Which I'm like, you know, they should just show it. Hopefully they'll show it in the next episode. Hopefully. So hopefully we'll get that. So right, they go back to so they go to Gabriel and Negan, you know, and these are the best parts of the episode. So Negan grabs the gun from Gabriel. Gabriel had a handgun on him. He grabs the gun from him. And I don't know, it seems weird because they're like cool, you know, and they're cool collected because all these zombies are around them trying to get in. So what's the best bet to do? You got to be quiet, and then to, you know, hopefully the zombies will hear something else and then go away. So that's what they do. They're quieted now and they're just sitting, relaxing, talking, you know, talking about things. And then he says, you know, Gabriel, they talk about how he's saying that Rick got them, you know, got people killed. And that's the reason why he's killing these, you know, he killed, you know, how he killed, how he killed Stephen Yeun's character. Jeez, I can't even think of his name right now. And Abraham. And so he's saying, you know, it was Rick's fault that got them killed. So then Gabriel, which is crazy, Gabriel says, I want you to confess to me, because they got a good conversation going on about, you know, their past. And I think you know, it seems like Gabriel says, it seems like the reason why I made it here with you is because I want you for you to confess to me, you know. And you know, Gabriel says he's done a lot of bad things as well. So from there, that's when the title hits. So title screen, all that stuff. So so they go to Rick and Daryl, and Rick and Daryl, they see the straggler from the Jeep that they crashed, and they ask about the plant. And you know, he says everyone is dead because Carol went, you know, goes Carol, because Carol's a beast. You know, I said that last episode. Carol's a beast. So, you know, Carol took all those guys out. So they go back to Negan and Gabriel. So these, like I said, these are the best parts. And you know, they're having small talk, and Negan asks him, you know, why he wanted to be a priest. You know, Gabriel said, you know, he wanted to help people and stuff like that. And then Negan says, hey, that's what I do. You know, just for me being where I'm at, I'm helping people because no one's going to die if I'm around. If I'm not around, people are going to die because I control who lives and who dies. Pretty much. That's pretty much what he's saying. So it's crazy. So, they go to Simon and the rest of the Savior group, and you know, they're figuring out what's going on, and they're trying to figure out where's Negan is, you know, which I still think is crazy how Negan got separated from them, you know, from the first time, and they kind of didn't explain it, and it just happened, and it's like, wait, what? How did that happen? So so they Rachel, something with an R, I forget her name. She says, you know, we can use the workers to have a few people escape, and then we can get the rest of the Savers to come back, because this whole place is surrounded by zombies. All zombies are around outside, and you know, they want to you know, escape, powers out and all that stuff. So because they're stuck inside, you know. So they finally think that one of them is a mole, obviously, because all this stuff happened at once. All these outposts are getting taken out, and you know, it's just too crazy coincidence that all these things are happening at, you know, at once. So obviously there's a mole. And then Dwayne, obviously he's the mole, you know, the mole, and he deflects, saying, hey, we got to figure out a way to get out of here, you know. He pretty much deflects it away from him, which, you know, it's a smart move, you know. So Eugene kind of gives him a look like, you know, that's kind of, you know, weird. And then Eugene visits him back in his room, and you know, he says he's happy, he's watching his back and stuff, and he, you know, he's holding him down and stuff like that. And then he sees that he has a chess set that he built, like he actually painted the you know, the pawns and stuff like that, the pieces. And he grabs one of the pieces, and the paint's still wet and gets a little bit of red paint on him. So and that plays a further part inside the story. So they go back to Gabriel and Negan, and they're continuing to talk, saying, how, Negan says, that he was weak, and he's using that as to be stronger. And that's when Gabriel says, he was strong and that he killed in the past. And then that, his confession was that, the church incident where he actually locked his parishioners inside the church with zombies, and they couldn't they couldn't escape, and they got, trapped in, or was it the opposite way? I can't remember. But they got locked and they all died because of him. From him locking the doors of the church. So so he confesses to him and saying that, Negan says, well, damn, that, that's crazy. That's kind of bad thing to do, So Gabriel is trying to like get him to confess, and he's, what about your wives? And then everything he says, Negan has pretty much have an answer for, and they go back and forth. And then so Rick and Daryl, they're finally grabbing, finally took them long enough to start grabbing the 50 cal from the truck, and they find some dynamite, a good amount of dynamite. So, Daryl's grabbing the dynamite and he's like, hey, this works out nice. We can take this dynamite, blow the side of the building, and just let the zombies in, take care of it, and then we good to go. And then Rick says, there's a lot of innocent people there. All those workers, they're not, they're not officially saviors. They're almost slaves. They're working just, so they won't be killed, So, so Daryl's like, what? That's not our fault. That's Negan's fault. That's not have nothing to do with us. We lost people, and if they, they die, then they die. That's not our fault. So Daryl grabs the dynamite, puts it, and starts walking away. Rick comes up, grabs him. Daryl pops him in the face, and then they start fighting. And then, they're fighting. And then Rick grabs the dynamite and throws it backwards into the truck that was on fire. Think about that. So they explode. Now, let's be real. It was a good about maybe like 10 sticks of dynamite. And it blew up a little bit. Think about that. 10 sticks of dynamite. You throw it in a fire. That thing is huge explosion. And, so... And then, it was a fake CG explosion, which I got on them, a couple episodes ago, because their CG with explosions looks so bad. I mean, I probably can do better with After Effects. Just give me the job for the explosions, because they looked so bad. So, explodes, and most likely exploded all the ammo that was there, plus exploded those 50 cals. So now they're out of those 50 cals. Kind of sucked. They took, they did all that for those guns, and then they exploded. They killed them, blew them up, and they're sitting there like, damn, we just blew these guns up. We got nothing else, we're SOL with that, So, Rick tells Daryl, hey, we still have to follow this plan, which I don't officially know the whole thing, but they're splitting up. Daryl is going somewhere. Not sure. They've been keeping like certain things of this plan they've been telling us about. So, So Gabriel and Negan go back to them, and then Gabriel tells them like, hey, you need to confess more. You need to confess. We got to do this. So Gabriel actually steals he pushes him out the way, takes the gun from him, and then hides in the other room, which I didn't know there was another room, but goes into the other room and goes in the other room, closes the door, and their zombies are getting closer. They knocked out a part of the wall. They're reaching their arms in, and so Negan is telling them, hey, we only can make this out together. We gotta work together and do this. Which I'm surprised. I'm surprised Negan was so like okay with Father Gabriel, where they can work together and stuff. I'm very surprised. So Gabriel tells them, hey, we'll work together. We'll get out of this if you confess. So we learn a little bit more backstory of Negan when he talks about how he lost his wife, his first wife, his real wife, that she got sick before the infection, and then she was sick during the infection, and then she died, and then she turned, and like he could not take her out. He could not kill her while she was a zombie, and he was very weak for doing that. Very weak. So that was his big confession, that he could not, kill his wife when she turned. So that was the big thing. So Gabriel says, okay, and then he actually hands him his gun, which is, wow, these two are very, goody good, and Negan actually says, no, you keep it, it's your gun, which blew me away. I was like, let's see if Negan and Rick would do that in the same predicament, see how that would work out. So they pull a zombie in, and Negan pulled a zombie in before he killed him. So they start putting guts all over them, and obviously that's what you need. So they make a lot of noise, and they open the doors, let all the zombies come in, and then they walk right out. So they're going through this big group of zombies. It's filled with zombies, this place, outside. And so Gabriel falls down on the ground. He's trying to get back up, and then one of the zombies realize, hey, this is a person, about to bite Father Gabriel, and then Negan saves him. Boom, hits the zombie over the head, saves him. Which, another one, I'm like, whoa, okay. And so they're starting to battle their way through this big group of zombies. And as they get to like the edge, they look up, and there's a couple zombies just falling right on top of them. And then they cut. So so they go back to the Saber group, the meeting, and Simon and the crew, and they're saying, hey, the workers are showing up. They're rebelling almost, and these workers, they're upset. They want the power turned back on. They want food and water, and they want to know where Negan is. They're scared. They're all down on the level floor, and they're like, hey, these are where the zombies are. We want to go upstairs. We don't want to sit down there. So they want to, the workers, so one of the actual workers pulls out a gun and tries to shoot him, and Rebecca, forgot her name, she shoots one of them, and Dwayne is trying to calm everyone down, and then all you hear is the whistles, and then Negan shows up, Father Gabriel, and he says one of the best lines ever, and I don't remember the whole thing, but he said like, something. Me and Lucille and his nuts are made of steel, or something like that. I gotta get that whole line, but I was like, okay. He such a great character. Negan is probably the best character on The Walking Dead. Blows the governor out of the water, even when they had to do the whole backstory in the governor to try to, make him better, like build his character up even more, which is kind of like a downer. And it was so good. And then he pops up, and he's telling the workers, "Hey, I'm not dead. I'm right here," And then and he says, "We're gonna figure out. I'm gonna talk to my right hand man, and we're gonna figure out why this is happening." Obviously he knows what's up. He knows there's a mole somewhere. So Negan says, "I'm gonna get cleaned up." So obviously he gets cleaned up, and they're back into another meeting, and so they found a bag of guns, and it looks like someone was hoarding some guns, and they're ready to leave. Obviously it's from the mall. So So they put it on the bag. It was like, "Hey, found a bag of guns. Who is it?" And then Eugene spots a red mark on this bag, and then he looks at his finger. It's like, "Oh, that's paint. That's that paint that is on my finger." And then he turns and looks dead at Dwayne, so he knows Dwayne is the mole. So it's gonna be very interesting, because you're like, is he going to snitch on Dwayne, or is he going to go with Dwayne, help Dwayne out, and then get out of here? Because he's still pretty much like where Eugene is, because remember, Eugene is not a fighter. So Eugene is a survivor. Think about it. He lied to Abraham all that time just to survive. So he's a survivor. So he knows when to fold and when to, to turn tail and, run, or when to, to follow lead, just like he followed lead with Negan. When Negan grabbed them up, instead of him trying to fight back, he was like, "I'll man you guys," and he's one of the top people, Negan trusts him that much. So it's going to be surprising what's going to happen. So Rick is walking down the street, and there's a guy there with a pair of binoculars checking him out with a scope. And it kind of looked like one of the garbage people. I wasn't 100% sure, but later we find out it is. So Eugene and Negan are talking, and Negan's telling him, "Hey, I'm trying to find out who did it, so I want you to try your hardest to figure out and tell me who's going behind our backs and doing this." He says, "Because if not, I'm going to kill you later when we're all starving. We haven't found this person yet, and they're still behind us doing this, and because we can't leave, there's filled with zombies all over." So Eugene really didn't even say anything, and then so then Eugene goes and sees Father Gabriel, and he opens the door, and he sees them that he's sick. Now they didn't show it, but I wonder if he was bitten, because think about it. Well, I mean, here's the thing. It could be one or two things. He could either be bitten or just sick from all the guts. But, they can set that up. They can make it seem like it was bitten. But remember, Negan said that, you put all these guts on, you can get sick from it. And then, he was like, "Oh, I'm from Georgia." But it's kind of weird, because you don't get sick that quick, So it was either he's bitten, or they're just trying to play us and saying, you know, that he got sick from all the guts. But that's not the first time he had a whole bunch of guts on him, you know? That's not the first time. So why he didn't get sick the other time? So it's kind of weird. Maybe they're just hiding that he got bit. Maybe they're not. They're just trying to build some tension for the next episode, obviously. So, so they leave it there, and then he's saying, the doctor, you have to find the doctor. I forgot his name. You have to find this doctor for Maggie, because he was the doctor at Hilltop when they took him back to the Saviors, so he can, you know, so he can be their doctor. But he's the one that can handle Maggie because she's pregnant. So he's like, we got to bring her back. You know, we got to bring this doctor back. And then they cut the episode. That's the end of it. So overall, this episode started out very, very weak. Very weak. But it picked up really, really well towards the end. So I'm happy for that. I'm happy it picked up towards the end. You know, first good half or 2/3 of this episode was like, it was a snooze fest. But it picked up really, really strong towards the end, and it was okay for me. This episode ran longer. I don't see why it needed to run longer. It definitely could have cut things out and it'd been fine. Ran long, but that was okay. And that's why I started a little bit later, because it ran longer. So, okay episode. Started out slow, caught up, got a lot better. Now, I'm going to give you the next episode scenes, and then we're going to go into predictions. So, they show the garbage people. That's what I call them. Trash men, garbage people, whatever. So Rick meets up with them, and he wants to do another deal. These people are not to be trusted, and he wants to deal with them again. They already backstabbed him, and he's saying, hey, let's make another deal, you know, which I'm surprised. The homegirl shot him in the stomach, you know, kicked him off the top of the thing, shot him, kicked him off. So he wants to make a deal with him. Hopefully, maybe he's just trying to get out alive, you know. But so and then now they're showing Maggie dealing with the hostages. You know, that's a whole nother mess. You know, we talked about that on the last episode, that I would have left them somewhere, locked them up, left them, have fun with you guys. And then they showing Tara and Daryl. Looks like, you know, because they want to get stuff done. Tara and Daryl, they want to kill everybody. So, I mean, because think about it. Tara lost her girlfriend. Daryl was locked up. You know, he was locked up by them for, you know, tortured practically. You know, being a pet. He was like their pet. So they broke him. They broke Daryl. You know, so Daryl wants to see them all dead. I'm surprised Rick doesn't, you know, because Rick got broken as well. But he I guess he gained his composure, you know. But so Tara and Daryl, they said, hey, let's do it, you know. So they're gonna probably meet up and do something, you know. They're gonna put a hole in the wall or something, or they're gonna do something. They're gonna try to take these people out. So that's it. So I wonder what's gonna happen. So I'm feeling someone's going to die soon. I'm not sure who, but someone's going to die. It could be one of the Sabers, one of the main people from the Sabers, or I don't see maybe Father Gabriel. I don't know. Eugene. Eugene. Dwayne. I would say either Dwayne or Eugene. One of them are not gonna make it. I'm gonna call it now. Cause they gotta have a good death. Like, I know we lost, you know, a couple people, and you know, but I think there's only 3 episodes left. I think someone's gonna die on that last episode before the end of the first half of the season. Somebody's gonna die. They're gonna end this season off, the half a season, on a big twist. Someone's gonna die, and they're gonna make it, you know, make it all juicy for you to wait until the season comes back. You know, so guys, please like and subscribe to Cinema Critics. We're gonna do movie reviews. We're gonna do TV show reviews, movie commentary. So the next review up will be Punisher, which will be up sometime tomorrow. We're gonna do movie reviews, new big budget and low budget movie reviews. We're gonna do commentary, funny live commentary from big budget movies to low budget movies. We'll be streaming. I'll be streaming for the last 3 episodes, and then I'll probably find another show, either Vikings or Shameless, to stream. So guys, let me know, should it be Vikings or should it be Shameless? Let me know. And thanks guys for watching. Please subscribe to Cinema Critics on YouTube, and please like and follow the Cinema Critics on Facebook, facebook.com/thecinemacritics. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.